So I watched a video on here by somebody that goes by the handle Alchemy X3 or Cosmic Siren, and I watched a video that she made about when you vibrate high and you shine brightly and darker energies and entities cannot reach you, they will possess people who vibrate at very lower frequencies around you to try to get to you. And you can tell these, like, there will be signs, you will receive thoughts and feelings, emotions that are not yours, and how important it is to know who you are and to stand firm in knowing who you are and believing who you tell yourself to be, so you can decipher when your energy is yours versus when energy, emotions, things in your field is not really yours and it's coming from external factors. But this really had me thinking about how possessed a lot of people in our culture are. And the thing is, when you have so much unresolved, like, shame, you are definitely a very easy target to be possessed by like negative energies and spirits. And I think about this with corn and men, and obviously you don't it's watching corn is not exclusive for men, but just think about like how these seeds are planted literally from a very young age, and how young boys' minds are so warped into being hypersexual, and to allow that sexual energy, those sexual desires, to not have respect for themselves, basically, to fucking put it simply, to not have respect for their own bodies enough to actually protect their very sacred sexual creative energy, because sexual energy is creative energy. And especially with like religious trauma and the stigma around sexuality and all of these things, there's a lot of shame that people can feel and experience from engaging in these types of things, from watching corn, from having an addiction to corn. And corn can definitely stem from shame. Like, there's a lot of shame based addictions. And we also live in a culture that's very like role based. Like, we live in a culture that tells men who they're supposed to be, what they're supposed to do, how they're not supposed to be, how they're not supposed to feel, that they're not supposed to be like women. And a lot of these men, a lot of people in general, don't know who the fuck they are, because they're trying so hard to not be perceived in a way that is told as wrong. They're trying so hard to disconnect and not be categorized or perceived or made out to be somebody that they have learned or been taught that they should not be. And that creates fundamental shame. And this fundamental shame that so many people are operating from, that is in the collective, is a fucking